Hi guys, it's Brooklyn Goddess K, and I am doing a collective energy reading for my fire signs. That's Aries, not Scorpio, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. I just sprayed down my area because I'm clearing the energy from, the reason why I said Scorpio is I just did the water sign reading, so I'm going to get into your fire signs. I'm just going to ring my bell. Gonna help clear the energy. Okay. Before I get into this reading, I just want to give a special shout out to Gripper Setz for gifting me these beautiful Halloween inspired nails. I love these. When I used to do my own nails, I used to do this look all the time around this time for Halloween. So I'm very excited about these. And I'm using, with each nail set, they give you a, stickies. So I'm wearing these with stickies because I really want to be able to rewear these as much as I want. So I even ordered more stickies just so I can rewear them. I believe they're perfect for the season and I'm excited. Now, I will leave all of their information in the description, and also this is the last week you can order any of these Halloween nails before they're all gone, so make sure you get them. Today I'm using the Zombie Tarot deck because one, they go along with nails, and this is my favorite deck to read from, as I stated in the other readings that I recently did. The Zombie Tarot deck it's the second deck I bought myself. I've named her Claudette. I personally name all of my decks have actual names and numbers. And Claudette has been through the ringer with me. She's been well used, and she is a great starter deck in my opinion for those that wish to read tarot. Even the little guidebook that comes with it is very helpful, and because her illustrations are so, as you'll see when I read, her illustrations are so animated, it makes it very easy for new readers. Excuse me. Before I get into the reading, your number today, fire signs, is 2. I keep hearing 2. So you need to make sure that you're finding balance in your life. 2, listening to your intuition. 2, whenever I think of 2, I think of the High Priestess, so intuition. Your inner voice, are you listening to it? Examine that relationship you have with yourself. I think your theme of your reading is definitely going to be, we'll see when the cards come out, examining that relationship you have with yourself. Because 2 is a little shorter in the number thing, I'm going to shuffle it a couple times before I give it its final shuffles, before I lay out cards, and all of those shuffles I'll do 2 times. But the first couple shuffles I do while I'm reading your energy, and we'll see, unless a card pops out, I'm going to shuffle a couple times before I get into the shuffle for 2. Whenever I get a number for a sign, I shuffle that amount of times because I feel like it just helps resonate with the energy of whatever's going on. Okay? But I in my spirit, I'm feeling that a large part of this reading is going to be about your relationship with yourself. I feel like that's been the theme in most of these readings, but it's in different sectors. If you have other placements, or if your chart is more dominant in another element, let's say like you're a fire sign but you have earth dominant energy, I recommend you watching the earth sign reading. If you're a water sign and you have, or you're a fire sign, you have water dominant energy, so on and so forth, watch that. Watch readings for your sun, moon, and rising. I will say especially read or watch readings for your rising sign. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get to shuffling. So, I hope Mercury, look how I split the deck open. Look at that. Tell you, those two is that partnership. It's that one-on-one. Okay, I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna put that in the brain noggin. Like, don't play with me. This deck has been through it, so some cards say they go to whatever, and then my lovely assistant Venus thought she needed to put her mouth on my deck one day. Okay. I'm gonna give you guys another bell tip, and then I'm gonna get into the reading. Because I feel, fire signs, your brain is very blank at this time. And that's how you feel, like you're dipping. I was not expecting that. Your brain is very blank at this time. Now, I will say that if you've been in a very emotional spot, you've been feeling, if you ever seen the episode of SpongeBob where Mr. Crab loses his shell, that's what I'm seeing for fire signs. You're very tender at this time, so please be gentle with yourself. Please know that while watching this reading, not to take anything to heart or how I say it. This is all coming from a place of love. This is all coming from a place of love. But I feel like you guys are very soft and fragile right now. And that's why I'm giving this precursor. I didn't give the precursors in the other readings, which I think is very funny. But I just keep seeing Mr. Krabs with his claws like this when he's all naked in SpongeBob. So, other signs of motion, I think. I haven't got into airs, but I've done water and earth. And I feel other signs of mulching. Y'all have mulched and y'all waiting for that new shell to come, or waiting to find that new thing that you can jump inside, and you haven't been able to, and your blind is very blank. And that's why you need to examine the relationship that you have inside with yourself. I will say that a lot of times most people think you need the cards to read. You don't need the cards to read. If you're still enough, if you are still enough, if you allow yourself to be open and receptive, all the messages will always come through. You don't need to be a clairvoyant, an empath, a reader, a psychic. You don't need any of that to hear the messages of what your spirit guides, what your soul needs you to know. And I feel a lot of you are disconnected from your soul. And that's why you feel icky. Because you're disconnected from yourself. Okay. Okay. I'm going to pull a couple more cards before I get into this reading. But your main energy is showing up as the Three of Cups. And I'm just going to push this out the frame. And then your shadow energy, which is the underlying energy of all your energy, is the reverse Three of Wands. Which, that three, your third chakra is your solar plex, the identity, that sense of knowing yourself. When you do phrases to help generate your chakras, the solar plex says, I know. Okay. Can I please have the energy? 1 second. I gotta shuffle a couple times. That's why I kind of dislike when y'all energies be like, your numbers be 2 for the day, because I don't get that many shuffles. I'm gonna take them. Ooh. Just one more card. Now I'm gonna do it 2. Because I like to really, I like to sometimes really just shuffle until all the cards pop out, but sometimes that takes too long, and that's why I do the numbers. Sometimes the deck want to speak, but other times it's like, no, I ain't got nothing to say. So, I'm gonna sit with this. I'm gonna pull a couple more because I want to confirm some things before I start talking to you. But like I said, y'all real. The reason why you feel disconnected from yourself is you feel disconnected from your home. Your body is your first home, and everything else is a reflection of that. Now, how you learn to make your home is through your parents, through your friends, through your siblings, and you feel disconnected from that. You feel disconnected from your community, and that's why you feel disconnected from yourself. But you're forgetting that your community, your home, all of that starts with you. Especially if you're 18 and up. I feel like if you're 18 and up, you shouldn't be watching this. But if you are 18 and up, a lot of that starts with you. When you really start taking them steps into adulthood, you are now responsible for what happens to you, how you view yourself, how you view your home life. That this is now your responsibility. But you have to be conscious enough to do the work. But I'm gonna pull some clarifiers. Then we're gonna get to the rest of the reading. But this is just what I'm getting from looking at your cards right now, from just sitting here, being in your energy. A lot of you do not meditate. Or you did and you fell off. And a lot of you think meditating is sitting still and you're too jitsi, especially Sagittarius. You're too jitsi. You're Sag in the Aries. Y'all too jitsi, too jittery, too anxious to sit still for too long. Your mind goes very dark when you sit still for too long. And there's a reason why. And that's what you're scared of. That's why you can't tell yourself, because you're scared to sit down and have an honest conversation with yourself, about yourself. You think if you keep moving forward, that you'll get past these humps and that you won't feel disconnected, but that's not going to work anymore. You need to be able to sit still in the quiet. Stop using things to distract you. They're just putting you back to square one, because you're not dealing with what needs to be dealt with. Okay, let's get into this. Especially in regards to relationship with your mothers. Y'all mothers are, y'all mothers. Oh, my apologies. I don't know what personality comes out when I read sometimes, but she speaks very African American vernacular. A lot of you are used to being smothered by your mothers. And now you don't have that, so you don't know what to do. You think someone's trying to play a game on you. You use the smothering as a drive, and now that you don't have it, you don't have no drive. You don't know who you are with this freedom. Okay. I told you this reading is going to, you feel soft. I ain't mean to do it to you. Okay. I'll put some clarifiers. Ooh, 1 second. You got a lot of cards I wanted to fall out. I'm gonna leave them though. I'm gonna look at them. I'm gonna keep them in mind when I read, but I'm not gonna take them. There's just certain things I be wanting clarification on. But honestly, I feel like I done read y'all down, and we already about 13 minutes in. I'm trying to keep these things like 20 minutes and under. Yeah. And 1 second. But y'all done got read without me having to pull all of this. Let your friends be your friends. Let your family be your family. You need to forgive them and stop. A lot of you, when you start to talk to your family and they're trying to step to a new place to you, they're trying to be more honest with you. As they're slowly coming to realization about how they've contributed to the friction in your relationship, you still have that, well, I hear what you're saying, but I know who you are, so I'm not believing it. Oh, you acted nice now, but I feel because you're going to want to be asking me for something. Or I'm going to start being open with you and we're going to revert back to old habits in our relationship. You got somebody who probably want to come, especially those who like have exes coming back, which makes sense. Mercury retrograde, unresolved conversations that need to be had, all of that. You're hearing them, but you're not hearing them. You're on the defense right now. On the defense about yourself, on the defense about other people, and that's because you don't know who you are. And you don't know how to vocalize your boundaries. You don't know how to vocalize your wants, your desires, how you need to feel loved. You do not know. Ooh, look, I can't even speak. You do not know how to vocalize how you need to be loved. You're not even sure how you need to be loved. You're so used to receiving love in one way, to think of you receiving it any other way, just your brain can't compute it. 1 second. Honestly, the way these readings been happening, I'm kind of scared to get the air signs. Yep. 1 second. Because I feel like I already read y'all down, and I want to... Y'all probably the most cards I pulled, because I ain't pulled this one card for any other sign. Yeah. You need a cleanse. You probably need a salt bath. You probably need to cleanse your stomach. You probably need to do a colon cleanse of some sort. You need to do a juice cleanse. You need to do something to clean your body of everything in it right now so that you can restart fresh. What you've been eating has been making you defensive. How you've been feeding your body, what you've been watching, what you've been listening to, what you've been engaging in, the conversations you've been having, how you've been using to distract yourself from your problems, it's just making it worse. You tired of feeling this way, but you're not doing anything to change what you've been doing. You think you don't have nobody, but that's because you keep pushing everybody away. You keep fighting with everybody. You keep... and if you're not physically fighting, your fighting is like, I've said what I've said. I'm not forgiving you. I don't care what you got to say to me. Bye. And that's it. And then you feel lonely. Because you're not learning how to resolve issues. You're not learning how to speak truthfully. You're just shutting people out. Oh, we at 17? Okay. Let me get into this. So, I don't even think I need to read what cards you got. But for those who do read tarot and are watching. So, your overall energy is the 3 of Cups, which is traditionally the card of forgiveness, friendship, community, celebration. You got it with the reverse 3 of Wands, which shows people trying to get into a party. 3 of Wands is forward movement, but it's in collaboration. It's people who want to help you progress your own projects, right? Like I said, your number was 2. So I'm not feeling that this is in regards to work. If it is in regards to work, it's like you work somewhere where your job makes you do a lot of group stuff, or you have to have somebody who helps you plan something for the next time. But a lot of you, this is your interpersonal relationship with yourself, with your family and your friends, and most importantly, yourself and your family. Excuse me. Your home life is depicting how you do everything else, and is really causing those restraints and struggles on anything moving forward for you. The reason why I say that is confirming your shadow energy, which is the sum of all of this, is the 9 of Wands, which is continual. It's like, whenever I see the 9 of Wands, it's like when Thomas is like, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And he can. He just has to keep going. But he keeps hitting blocks. And that block may be his own discouragement. That block may be you trying to do something the same way. Insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. And that's whatever I think about when I see the 9 of Wands. Right? But it's right before you reach that breakthrough, before you can drop everything down. Because 10 of Wands is burdens. But that means you come to the end of your burdens. But you stuck right now. You bored. You run into cement walls. And the reason why I said that you blocking people off, you fighting with people, but you're shutting it down. You're just like, I don't have the time. I don't need to say anything to you. I'm alone in my pursuit or how I speak to people. And that's because you got this reverse 5 of Wands, which means that whenever I see the 5 of Wands traditionally upright, it means that you're willing to defend or fight for what you believe in, or like what you want is coming with. You'll have to defend it, right? The things that you desire, it's not going to come easy. But you got it reversed, which means that you either fighting for it sneakily, you're making it appear that you don't want it, but you do. But a lot of you just giving up because you're tired of fighting. You've lost that spark in you that makes you feel like things are worth figuring out. And the reason why I say that is because you got this reverse 5 of Pentacles, right? You want to forgive, you're tired of feeling alone, but you don't know how to really forgive. forgiveness is new for you. You don't know how to properly forgive. It's funny. It's funny that forgiveness comes up because I read something the other day that said neurologically in your brain, it takes 6 to 8 months for your brain to forgive. Now, forgiveness only happens once your spirit has. So your brain's not going to do it until your spirit has. So you really need to work on that. And you don't know how. So I will say my suggestion is, one, I always suggest put yourself in a position. And if you were to make those mistakes, even though most people go, well, I would have never put myself. But just for a little bit, put yourself in those positions, right? How would you be able to forgive? How would you want someone to forgive you? Whenever you are learning how to forgive, I always think about, well, I'm human too. And as you being human, how can you extend that empathy, that sympathy to another human who has wronged you? Because forgiveness is about you. Forgiveness is because we feel shame that we were taken advantage of. We feel shame that we didn't know better. We feel shame that we could have feel like we could have prevented it. We feel shame because we've got the signs and we still went along. How can you heal that shame? How can you allow yourself to be human and allow the other person to be human, and to know that you make mistakes and it does not dwindle your worth? And then you'll be able to forgive. And then once you do, you can take your 6 to 8 months or whatever time you need in order to do so, especially in regards to your parents. Like I said, you got the reverse Empress here. That's why I brought up your parents. This usually is a mother card, but it's also the reverse Empress is smothering, right? And like I said, some of you are now getting that freedom, but you don't know who to be with that freedom. And the reason why I say that is you got 6 of Cups, which is revisiting home. That's nostalgia. That's the childlike energy. And the 4 of Wands, which is home again. Right? But it's our support system. It's a celebration that we share with others. It's home that we share with others. It's a feeling, a sense of identity that we share with others. And these are your only real cards that aren't reversed. Both, like even the clarifier is not reversed. Reversed, but the clarifiers aren't. Your first card is reversed. Your clarifiers aren't. Your clarifier was, your initial one was the Page of Cups, and that's why I said in regards to asking for love, offering love, giving love, accepting love. Ace of Wands is truth. Upright, it represents truth, clarity for certain knowing. You got it reversed. You're very unclear. You don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to express it. And you got the 2 of Pentacles, which is anxiety around it. You're scared that you might say something that could either further cause tension or strain in the situation, or you want to be in 2 places at once. You're trying to keep one relationship alive while the other one's dying, and then you run back to try to save that one, but then the other one starts dying. Stop doing that. I don't know where that came from, but stop doing that. One of you is trying to be in 2 places at once. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You may have history with one person, the other person may be your future, and that's fine. You can have both, but you need to be able to separate the 2. Both can't exist in the same place at once. That's just the law of physics. Okay? But back to, that's where the partnerships too come in with the thing. And that's why when I showed both bottom cards, when I split the deck perfectly, you had the Lovers with the 4 of Pentacles. Because 4 of Pentacles is holding on to something. Lovers, it could be romantic love, but it's a choice. It's your choice to hold on to something that it might be lost. It's a lost cause. You're holding on to a lot of lost emotions, a lot of lost causes. See, we had 23 minutes. I'm gonna give you a couple words, and then I'm gonna allow y'all to sit with this. This is a very somber reading. You're gonna be in your feelings for a while, fire signs. You're gonna feel uncomfortable for a while. You're gonna feel icky for a while. You're gonna feel real Mr. Krabs outside of his shell for a while, because forgiveness is hard. And you've been running from it for so long that you don't. It's going to take a minute before you wake up and realize that you have been. Now, with the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Hatchets clarifying your Empress, you're aware of it. You're taking the small steps. But don't do it so that you don't have to keep having those uncomfortable conversations. Do it because you want to. Do it because you want to feel better. Do it because you need to feel better. You need to progress forward. And not so that you don't have to do it no more, but because you deserve to not feel like this. You deserve to not be caught in the same cycles. You deserve to have love the way that you need it. So my remaining thoughts to you, fire signs, is accept love from those that want to help you. And be vocal when their love, how they're giving it to you, is not working. Forgive. Because you're just going to keep doing the same stuff. And it's not you're not having fun. You're not moving forward. You're starting back at square one. You can't be in two places at once. So you need to pick one and forgive one. One second, I'm getting a lot of information for y'all. And you need to be comfortable with yourself. You need to get still with yourself. Have those uncomfortable conversations with yourself. Stop running from yourself. When you run from people, you running from yourself. Okay? I just want to thank you all for watching this reading. It's been a very long one. It's been a somber one. I ain't even really touched the cards for y'all. I apologize. The message just came straight through and clear. I will say that rewatch this. I've been telling a lot of y'all to rewatch our readings because you definitely need to hear this. If it resonated, leave a red heart below. Leave a fire sign below. Let me know what fire sign you are. You're Aries, Leo, a Sagittarius. If you are feeling so inclined and wish to share this energy with me, leave a tip. I will leave all my information below for my tip jar. And for those interested in personal readings, my personal readings are currently closed, but I am willing to add you to my queue. This way that we can plan for the future and I can schedule your reading for December or January if you do not mind waiting. People wait for my readings. It just is what it is. I only read when I feel comfortable, and I only do personals when I feel like I'm in a good space, and generals when I feel like there's messages y'all really need to hear. The energies have been real heavy, and today I knew I needed to do generals. Probably need to do personals too, and that's why I said that. All of my information for this is below. I'll leave it in the description, so don't worry. And I just want to thank y'all again, and I'm sending you a lot of love, fire signs, and my fire sign placements. Cry. Y'all haven't been crying enough. And call up that person you're missing. It's not dead. Forgiveness can be, shared between y'all. Okay. Thank you.